Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. Just thought I'd make a video just on account of I felt like it. I had been listening to there's this girl on YouTube. That's crazy, yeah. And I feel like I'm kind of in love with her. But I feel like she is in love with the devil. And I feel like this happens all the time. All the people that I love basically hate me. She just doesn't believe in Jesus. I guess it's that simple. And, she's into tarot and, I don't know, spirit guides or something, Mother Nature. I just feel sad about that. I feel like Satan takes everyone from me. All the people that I love, he just takes for himself. I guess there's a kind of helplessness that I feel, because I feel like it's basically, I guess I'm at a place now where I feel like it's basically impossible to tell someone the truth. It just can't be done. Maybe if you're familiar with the gospel, or if you have some relationship with the Holy Spirit, you can kind of relate to what I'm talking about. I think Jesus used to refer to this when, he would go around teaching the truth to all these crowds of people, but it was like, I guess because of the hardness of their hearts and because of their lack of faith, in Jesus' words, he would say like, well, they have eyes, but they can't really see, and they have ears, but they can't really hear. And even though I'm literally telling them the truth, it just cannot penetrate, and they just cannot receive it. They're not actually capable of receiving the truth. And I basically feel like that is literally everyone I know. Honestly, like I actually don't feel like I even know one person who believes in God or like knows the truth. And you might think like, well, that must be a me problem then, right? If everyone else is the problem, doesn't that actually just kind of imply that I'm the problem? I just find it very lonely. I find myself just like asking myself, what should I do? How can I help? And I guess I feel like the answer is patient, long-suffering endurance. That's pretty much it. If I tell them the truth, it kind of reminds me of something someone said to me before. He said, too much light bright, too much light bright, too much truth. If you tell someone too much of the truth when they're not ready, you kind of, in a roundabout way, are baiting them into an opportunity to just reject the truth. And that's what they're going to do. If you just tell them the truth and they're not ready to hear it, they're going to insist, no, that's not the truth. No, you're wrong. Which kind of, I feel like, is only going to end up sort of like encouraging them to pull away even further from the truth. So I kind of feel like I just feel like it doesn't really work. I feel like eventually it works, but I just don't feel like doing it. I guess you could say I lose motivation. And yeah. I mean, who is the giver of truth? Who teaches truth, right? Really only God. The only way for someone to actually learn the truth is to have this like private, personal relationship between them and God. So what can I really do? And I guess it leaves me in a place of I can maybe lead by example or provide an example. I can maybe, I don't know, I basically just suffer. I suffer and I suffer and I suffer. And I feel like in most cases, if anyone is even told about that, because to be honest, I don't think they can even perceive it, again, because of the hard-heartedness. They can't actually even bear witness to the suffering that I'm in. But if I insist upon it and I tell them that that's how I'm feeling, they actually just deny it. If you'll remember, when Jesus is finally abducted by the Pharisees and the priests, and they give him this kind of like mock trial, they keep asking him all these questions and making all these accusations. And at one point, he literally just stops responding. He says, if I ask you a question, you won't answer. And if I tell you the truth, you can't hear me or you won't listen. He just doesn't say anything. At a certain point, like, that's all you have left. It's almost a plead the fifth kind of situation. Sort of, anyways. At least in the sense that you're just maintaining silence. And let's not forget that silence in itself is sort of a form of speech. This is a damn good cigar, I tell you what. Best one I had in a long time. And I just wanted to make this video. I guess I love watching this girl's videos, but also I kind of don't. It kind of breaks my heart every time. But she likes to give these videos and just sort of, you know, she claims that she's like an agent of spirit, you know. She's simply the medium. She's here to give the rest of us the messages that she's received from the spirit, you know. She's a prophet. She's a prophetess. Something like that. I just feel nothing. I feel nothing. When I first laid eyes on her, I felt like, oh my, she's so beautiful. But when I listen to her talk, I feel this sad, deep, cold numbness that makes me feel like that is so sad. And what can I do to help? I feel like nothing. I feel like you can't really save someone who doesn't want to be saved. You can't really help someone who doesn't want to be helped or doesn't think that they need help. And so I feel like it's hard to listen to her videos. It just basically breaks my heart. I see another beautiful woman who is, I would say, captured by the enemy, captured maybe just by her own reflection. And personally, I feel like if she was speaking the truth, it would ring powerfully in some part of me. But when I hear her talking, it feels like she is just rambling about, I don't even know. It's not even like fun. You know how people like make up little imaginary sort of like, fictional role play scenarios, and they're fun and they're exciting, and this is just like boring, I would say cliche, but really I would feel sad. I guess it's honestly, and now I'm getting into like making accusations, but like there's a sense of just like narcissism that I just find so played out, and I just maybe this video is actually me lamenting something that I've lost. I've been speaking so far about like all of her shortcomings, but like I might actually be just saddened that I feel so defeated. I feel like in the past I would have just had more powerful feelings, a fiercer, a hotter flame of something. I would maybe be leaving comments under her content and trying to just somehow get involved. But I just feel this numbness, like there's nothing I can really do anyways. I guess this is partly a prayer. This whole video is sort of like me wishing that I could do something out of the hope that I have, or I don't know. I remember in the past when I would run into people like this before, chosen ones, star seeds, whatever. Just like people who have the spark, you know what I mean? I would just be excited. I think I just forgot what I was going to say, where I was going. But just like, I don't know. I used to be so excited to know, and I would imagine these, projecting into the future, these hypothetical, imagining these hypothetical future scenarios where this person and I, we become friends. This person and I, we have a relationship. This person and I, there's some future between the two of us. But that has just literally never happened. And I feel like after so many disappointments, I just don't even do that anymore. I used to meet people and fall in love with them, and I would just dream about our future together. All of the things that could happen, and what our life together would be like. And so in some sense, I feel like I can recognize that familiarity, but in another sense, I feel like I've just been jaded by all my past disappointments, and now I just feel sad. I just feel sad. And I used to really hate hearing this phrase that I'm about to say, because I felt like I was excluded from some kind of secret knowledge that I was like unable to grasp beyond my intellect, or I was being excluded from some kind of secret club that they wouldn't invite me to. And so what am I alluding to? It's this phrase that goes like this: if you know, you know. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, I can't tell you. And I used to feel upset when people would say that, because I felt like they were condescending to me, and they were kind of like withholding something from me, and that I could know if you would tell me, but you think I'm unworthy, and so you won't even you won't tell me. Just tell me and then I'll know. But actually, I feel like I'm seeing that phrase from the other side now, where I wish she would know. I wish a lot of people would know. I wish everybody would know. And I wish I could tell them. But even when I do, they can't hear it. They can't receive it. They can't know it. So that is just... what a phrase, right? From every angle, it just sucks. I mean, it sucked in the past when people would tell me, if you know, you know. And now it sucks now in the present when I think about other people and I might tell them, if you know, you know. I wish she would know. I wish everybody would know. Honestly, I wish I would know. I'm sure there's a lot more that even I don't know. I don't know. What can I actually do? And I've speculated some different theories. What might I be able to do? And none of them feel great, to be honest. I guess the one I come back to most often is the idea that they're not gonna know unless they want to know the truth, right? That comes from God. That comes from having faith in Jesus and really knowing. They can't know unless they want to know. And they're not going to ever want to know unless they feel like they need to know. So nobody really thinks about calling out to God and asking for his help and asking for his healing and learning the truth until they really need that, until they're basically at rock bottom, until they fully admit that, like, they fucked everything up, they can't fix it on their own, they need God's help, and basically that. So maybe you can already extrapolate like where I'm going with this. It's sort of like, well, so that kind of begs the next question is like, so how can I help them get into that position? How can I actually help this person want to know God by first helping them reach their rock bottom to where they're in a place where they feel like it's time for them to call out to God. And so, I said everything just now real calmly and rationally, but what am I really asking? How do I torture people until they're in so much pain that they actually call out to God and try to learn the truth? So I'm the bad guy. But actually my ultimate inspiration, motivation, is to really be the good guy. I want you to know the truth. I want you to know God, know the truth. Give up just stop being enslaved to this nonsense. See me, right? See the God in me. I don't know, just love me. So, how can I torture you into loving me? I think that's where I'm stuck. I feel like that's kind of where my thinking That's kind of where my thinking reduces down to. And I'm stuck right here, you know? So I feel like that's kind of the answer I've been giving myself for a long time is, well, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's like an act of hypocrisy. That actually makes me like the evil satanic one. But to tell you the truth, or to tell you what, I kind of think that's the truth. I do think that's the truth. The thing that I can do to actually help people is somehow make things worse for them. Or at least that's how they would perceive it anyways. Because until things get really bad, they're not going to actually want things to get better. So I guess my question is, do I just sit back and wait? And they're all in the midst of a slow self-destruction. Or do I take a more active participation and I help them implode quicker? The sooner they implode, I don't know, the sooner they can be born again, right? Like the old self has to die so the new self can be born. So you know, that's the concept. And so what does that really mean in a more pragmatic sense? What actions am I actually thinking about doing? What do I do? Do I use physical violence against people? Do I tempt them with addictive drugs? What do I do? How do I actually help them, like, just see that everything they're doing is wrong and they need to change? And that's where I'm at. Yeah, I'm the bad guy, duh. I got bad guys around me for anything. So yeah, maybe this is a breakthrough. Maybe after I upload this video, I'll receive some new insight or inspiration or private revelation or even just some kind of transformation, you know? I put my thoughts and my truth and my energy out into the universe, and then it responds and reciprocates by helping me become that and helping me achieve that, you know? Here's my destination and my goal. How do I get there? I think I've kind of been stuck here for a while. So I don't know. I mean, I just wish that this was not necessary at all. I wish I didn't have to get into waste management. I wish I didn't have to, you know, the way I see things is like this entity that we call Jesus and this entity that we call Lucifer, kind of one and the same. He's with you while you're falling down and down and down. And then he's with you when you want to stand up again. I can't believe I smoked this entire cigar. This is a Black and Mild. I smoked, right? Like inhaled pretty much a whole Black and Mild. I'm sure later on, you know, in a couple hours when I'm laying down to fall asleep, my lungs will be fucked up. But right now, it has felt like an extremely comfortable and mild smoke. I don't know if it's because I switched to a new flavor or I just got lucky. There's a lot of things that come to mind, to be honest. I noticed that on my journey to make this purchase, to gather this, I followed every traffic law. I didn't do any, what do you call it? Trespassing. I don't know. I've just been a good boy, following all the rules. Even when it means I have to like take these roundabout detours going out of my way, even walking in the complete opposite direction to get to my ultimate destination. But I chose to do that so that I could avoid trespassing on someone's private property. And I feel like that was for sure like a greatly beneficial decision. Not only is this like one of the best Black and Milds I've had in forever, I literally got this for free. I tried to buy it. I took it to the counter at the register and do the transaction, but it like wasn't working. The machine was broken or something. And the guy, the cashier working the counter, he was in some kind of mood. He was like panicking and rushing around, and he was in a big hurry, and so he just volunteered. He said, you know what, man, I'll just pay for it. You go ahead. I can't waste time on this. I got so much stuff to do. And I'm looking around, or I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, bro, it's the middle of the night. There's no one here. What are you in such a hurry to do? But, well, yeah, whatever. It's kind of the same situation as this girl that I'm thinking about. Bro's kind of living in a delusion in my mind. Like, where's your peace? Even if you are in such a hurry and you have all this stuff to do, that's like not on you, bro. It's not your fault that your employer like only hired one person to do the job of two people. So you shouldn't have to like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not on you. Like, what? And anyways, so yeah, I mean, this is about done. I'm gonna not smoke it much more than this, not the whole way down anyways. So I figure since I'm done smoking here, probably end the video. And look at that, this is a half-hour video. Crazy. I must have been sitting at this bench here for, I've probably been here close to an hour now. I was sitting here for a while before I started the video, and I've been recording for half an hour. 28 minutes, it says. So yeah, sorry I keep blowing smoke right into the camera. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. If anyone watches this, God bless you and amen.